No one should be given a life sentence of not being able to read.
To me, reading is very vitally important. Actually, if you learn to read and write, if you can do those two things, you can learn anything. You can teach yourself math, you can learn science, social studies, but if you can't read, you're stuck.
When you're working with a lot of children from poverty where they didn't have the skill sets, and this is middle school kids, I just felt I needed a program that was going to be able to assist the fluency, some of the basic skills of reading development that kids were missing.
We have our students that are already in secondary or upper elementary who are struggling with reading, the basics in reading, which is then impacting their performance on standardized assessments. So the solution was to look at something that could be individualized, where students are, and that we can measure that student progress and allow them to catch up on those basic skills within a reasonable amount of time.
Okay, we have to get the administrators to understand that it is possible to teach every student to read, or at least 95%. The next thing we have to do is change the way we believe instruction has to happen. They believe that the only way you can teach reading is with a teacher. And then they give that teacher 30 kids. Differences from stay 9-1 to stay 9-9 is so they set the teacher up to fail. Okay, maybe they'll give her an aid, but even then you're 1 to 15, and every student has their own needs. A teacher and a tool are much more effective than a teacher alone. Essentially, it would be pretty easy, wouldn't it? If you believe it's possible, then you find ways to make it happen.
There are some other specific programs that target specific areas, but not as robust and well-rounded as my virtual reading coach.
What excites me about MindPlay is seeing the students succeed. The students are doing better with MindPlay, better in the classroom, better with ELA, better with math. So it's just transferring for success as we continue to build college and career-ready students.
Engaging kids at the 2nd, 3rd grade level and in between, and for kids to see the progress that they've made and understand that, and like, hey, I got to keep doing it because I'm going to get better at it. And so that to me is a motivator.
What I loved about MindPlay is MindPlay only gives the kid what they don't know. And it cuts down on the level of frustration, which is really important when you're dealing with a kid who's failed a couple of times and really is not sure that anything's going to work for him.
And the way that MindPlay differentiates the instruction, you had success of a student, success of a teacher, where that teacher was just like, there is no way I can ever teach again without using MindPlay.
We had a 2nd grader in 2.5 months who went from a Lexile that was a 2nd grade level to a 5th grade level. That is awesome. That's 3 years of growth in 2.5 months in reading. And that's incredible.
For students to be able to see their growth and be able to celebrate those accomplishments is great. And what's really interesting is that we found that they really appreciate getting the little certificates. They're like, can we print this out? Can we hang this up? I want to take it home. So I think that's awesome, especially for kiddos who may have been struggling for a while. So to get that and see that success is great.
I think the teachers are a little apprehensive at first, but when you start talking a little bit about that individualized coach that kid has, where we in schools, superintendents, assistant supes, principals, we couldn't pay for an individualized coach for every single kid in the building, when the program allows for that to happen, and that's the benefit, and so teachers realize that, wow, I couldn't have done that with the 5 kids that are critical in my individual classroom, and now the program will allow that to happen.
It does all those little tiny indiscriminate or discriminate pieces that a teacher may have a lot of difficulty sussing out about her student. Johnny needs this, Susie needs this. It does that automatically, and it works specifically and quickly on those things. Then the teacher can come in and she can pull all of that together and really help the kid begin to read.
So I would tell any administrator, any school district, give it a try. You will not be sorry. It's not one of those programs that's just a K-2. It is a K-12 program, so all students can be successful.
Well, I can tell you, my virtual reading coach is a full, comprehensive program that is beneficial for not only kids, but for teachers and for the school district in general. It's a well-spent investment to individualize fluency and comprehension and overall literacy capacity building for children. You can put any of your kids on it, and it's going to be beneficial for them. And then the progress monitoring, even the customer services that the tech and the sales reps provide districts is top of the line.